So Lotem is located here in the Galilee, which is the beginning of the northern part of Israel. So some of their vineyards are in Upper Galilee, the other part is in the Upper Golan. So it's getting a lot of rocky terrain, some limestone, some clay, terra rosa, different types of terroir, beautiful, beautiful vineyards, all organic. One of their vineyards in the Upper Golan is biodynamic, and Lotem is one of the only organic wineries in Israel. And with a view like this, it's not only great wine to taste, but it's an absolutely beautiful experience to come and visit and experience Israel at some of her finest. Hey, I'm Elizabeth with Israeli Good Wine, and I'm here with Yaniv. We're at Lotem Organic Winery, and we are going to talk to you today about Lotem, which is a wine from Israel that for the first time ever has come to the United States.
My name is Yaniv Kimchi. I'm 63 years old. I'm by profession from high-tech, computer person, and I deal a lot with spirituality all my life. And I'm dealing with winemaking for about 23 years. I did it because I want to balance my high-tech life, which is connected to nothing, with my spiritual life and the ground. So I decided to make wine and became a winery. Yeah. Basically, what we take into our body contains not only chemicals and physical things, but energy as well. So basically what we do here is we try to bring the right frequencies into the wine. First of all, it's organic, and one of the vineyards is biodynamic as well. And then the wine listens to music 24/7, which music is a vehicle to move energy from the author and player to our ears and to our souls, and everybody is affected by music. I had here many music professors ask him, how does it work? Nobody could answer. They say it just works. It works not only for human, it works for embryos in the womb, it works for cows, which give more milk. It works for plants, and it works for water as well. There are many researchers about it. And the music which is played to the wine brings frequencies from author and the players, which contains the energies which I choose to put into the wine, which is joy, love, happiness, tranquility, what wine should bring to people. It's very difficult to grow in Israel organic grapes because of space and distance you need between organic and non-organic vineyards and other fields. And as well, the demand for organic wine in Israel have been growing only in the last 2 years. We've been kind of pioneers, and we are a bit cuckoo, and why do we do it? But now it's a fast-growing trend. In Europe, it's been a long-growing trend, and in the United States, relatively after, it's growing as well. But the awareness that what you get into your body should be clean of chemical pesticides and as clean as possible is becoming more and more a fact in consumers' behaviors. Now we kind of get the results of what I've been doing for 23 years here.
So what kind of organic practices are you doing? You described, and then one of the vineyards is biodynamic.
Yeah, one of the vineyards is biodynamic, and this is the one in the Galilee. The grape grower is very strict about it. We've been studying it for many years. And it's a very, very special vineyard. You'll visit it later, so you'll see. Very unorganized little plots, and with a lot of wild plantations. In the winter, it's amazing, the flowers and the blossom and the wildlife. And the other one is just organic. We're trying to move them into biodynamic, but it's educating people. It's more difficult. And as well, the process here contains no GMO yeasts, no additives. We are very strict about what we clean with, how we control the space. So it's a whole process, and we try our best to keep it, not because of the certification, but because that's what we want to do. Yeah.
Wines are so clean, they're beautiful wines anyway, but one of the things that we love is people that are sensitive to chemicals, like, because there's a lot of added chemicals in wines in the States. And we've had actually somebody do energy testing, and your wines come up really, really high.
Wow.
We've also had, yeah.
I'll be glad to have it.
Yeah. And we also have people that are sensitive to, to additives in wines, and consistently your wines are just very well received because they're clean and they're clean. So we talked a little bit about your spirituality and how that's influencing the wine. Tell me a little bit about how Lotem in general is different, other than being organic. How is it different than other Israeli wineries? You're non-kosher, so you're already going against the grain there in Israel. Tell me a little bit about where you see Lotem going in the future and why it's different.
First of all, our vineyards are chosen very specifically to be in high altitude. We have, I think, one of the best plots in Israel, both in the Golan and Galilee, about 800 meters altitude. Our winemaker is an artist from the first class. He studied in Italy for 6 years and has been working for 15 years in a few of the major wineries in Israel. But regardless this CV, he's just an artist. He can see a specific line in the vineyard and says this will go into a specific condition. He really can create art of the wine. Of course, the raw material is very good. Grapes are very good, so he can make great wines of what we get. That's one thing. Then the organic and all this is a growing trend. So we create a special ecology, and of course, our visitor center, which is a very special place, and we sell most of our wine, a big part of our wine in the future here. So we ask people to come for an experience, not only the wine, the location, the attitude, the food, and the whole story. So people are looking for something which will move them. Today's world is very cynic. There's no trust in anything. People are looking for something to hold. So we are real, we are authentic. We are not trying to fake anything which we are not, and to sell something that is not there. So that attracts people.
I think that's one of the things that attracted us to you. So as a company, we set out, we were friends. I think you know our story. We were just friends who were wine tasting in Israel for fun. And when we decided we wanted to bring wine back to the States, two of the things that are part of our mission statement was we wanted to create an experience, and we wanted people to come to the table and to savor.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things we have so felt is every time we've come to Lotem, you bring out food, you have a great kitchen, you not only have great wines, but you really invite people into the experience. And I think that's one of the things that we were wanting as we brought your wine to the States for the first time, that people are experiencing Lotem in a bottle until they can get here themselves, right? But tell me a little bit about Allegro, please, if that's what you have in your glass.
Yeah.
And tell me what is special about this wine.
The special about Allegro is, except for the Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, which make the body of it, we add 10% Nebbiolo. Nebbiolo is a grape from Piemonte, from northern Italy, which is very light, very acidic, and it adds lightness to the wine and gives really a special, happy and easy going flavor. And that's why we call it Allegro. Allegria, happiness. Yeah. So it's be happy. Yeah? It's a tempo. It's a way you play music. Yeah.
It's a tempo.
It's a fast music.
Yeah.
Allegro will be fit for many things, but it should be with food which is not too heavy, not too white cheeses, easy things which are not complicated taste, so you can really feel the wine and feel the body of the wine. It's a wine for even every day without anything.
It is. I think it's a very drinkable wine, just as it is, like straight out of the bottle. And we touched on this a little bit, but there's a growing trend especially in the States, about clean wines or wines that don't have a lot of additives. And in fact, there's places in the world where you can add additives to wine and not have to report it, and it's not illegal. But what you're doing here isn't just trending for Israel, it's actually been trending for the rest of the world, because you've been working towards organic wines, biodynamic wines for 23 years before it was ever a trend. But where do you see kind of the wine headed in the future?
In terms of the West, there's a growing awareness about what's inside the wine. It should be clean wine with no additives and so on. But of course, it's more on the high-end wines. On the cheap wines, it just costs, so you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So we have to separate this and this, of course. And since the big bulk of the wines are the lower end, so this will stay the way it was. And so on. In the high end, of course, the demand for more story, more something with a speciality. Of course, there'll be always standard French, Italian, Portuguese one which will sell because it's the trend which is going for many years, it will stay. But in terms of other things, we are facing quite a major change. So Israel traditionally had, till 30 years ago, very basic wines. And the wine making in Israel has been growing amazingly, very creative winemakers and growers.
Okay, so we talked about where the vineyards are. Tell me about where the winery sits.
We are basically located in the center of the Galilee, on an area which is called Sachnin Valley. We have few major Arab villages and towns down from here, and Jewish villages and towns around. You can see from the balcony the Sea of Galilee. You can see some major sites like Mount Arbel and Karnei Chitin. The area down was traditionally a winemaking area, but during the Muslim period became more an olive. So there are many old olive trees in the valley here. And we have beautiful view, good location, so you're welcome to visit. That's where we are. I lived here all my life. I was born here. I did the long army service. I was a Navy officer. I love this place. My children, my grandchildren are here. And I think this place has got, leave politics aside, great energy and great people, and great wines. So if you want to do a wine tour in Israel, it's really an amazing place. There are many undiscovered wineries and great winemakers. So only good things about the wine makers of Israel.
What's your favorite music to play over the wines?
All the songs are my favorite music. Basically, I like to know the players and the authors. Some of the music I recorded myself in specific sessions, and it's not commercially available because it's very important to me what plays to the wine. Basically, what's important is really what comes with the music, not just the frequency. Because if you just play bare frequency, it's bare frequency. If it's somebody's souls and heart behind it, that's what you get, not only the frequency. That's what I want.
So you really are an artist more than anything, and what you created here, what you're pioneering. I mean, you said your winemaker's an artist, but you really are too, have the heart of an artist, and that's what is reflected in your wine. So thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for your wine.
You're welcome.
L'chaim.
L'chaim. Cheers. Welcome.